I'm gonna do all my posting to socials. Oops, I forgot to turn my mic off. folks. Welcome to the stream. Well, this is our first music stream. Woohoo! And I have my wonderful friend, RONI. Wait, this way. Yep, other way. I don't know. That's back. My camera's backwards. There we go. Nope. I can do it. I can't do it. Whatever. Here's my friend RONI. Woohoo! RONI is a musician. Do you want to give a little bio about yourself?
No.
No.
You can say whatever you know, and that'll be fine.
RONI is a cool musician. We met at a Pride event. What else? I don't know. RONI's cool. RONI's a cool girl.
Yeah, play music for a long time. That's really what it's about.
Yeah. You played a show at my house in the Midwest once. That was fun.
Yep. Yeah, that was actually like one of the most fun shows I've had probably ever, because it was just so supportive. There was people that were just like so nice and kind.
Right.
And I wasn't expecting there to even be more people than you and Ty. So.
Oh yes. Also, my beautiful wife is here, because she is who introduced RONI and I. So, yeah, we're.
No, normally I don't put in like this, but I feel like the story of how RONI and I met is like, I don't know, illustrative of like her as a person in a little way. Like, so I was at this. It was sort of like a lesbian dance party in the West Village, and. Yeah, right. And so it was like okay, but I was sort of like moody. I was whatever. So I had stepped outside and I was writing like, I don't know, like trad poetry. Like just outside this event, right? And then RONI like walks up like couple other people, and you're like, "Hey, want to smoke weed with us?" Like, you've never seen it. And I'm like, "You don't say no to that. Like that's just And yeah, we just like hung out and danced, and we've just sort of been friends for years at that point. But it was like this beautiful thing, like the kind of thing that like never happens.
Right.
Just like in New York, it's like one of the and it's just like, yeah, cool.
I'm sad to hear that it never happened. It should happen more often.
Yeah.
I mean, you were out there alone, and it was my birthday, and I was like partying, so I was like, she should come with us.
Good. Yeah. No, it's.
Club, so we are the
yeah, it was good vibes. You got to be the change you want to see in the world and all that, but yeah, no, RONI's cool.
Yeah.
Also actually followed through with much difficulty, I believe, and made the pussy cake that I had sort of as a joke said I wanted after like surgery. That's some fucking like king shit right there. I don't know.
That was an experience.
The pussy cake.
Yeah, can you imagine me walking around Park Slope?
Yeah, I sort of can actually, which is why it's hilarious.
I had to go around Park Slope bakeries and ask, and I had to call like a lot of bakeries that would like advertise themselves as like custom bakeries. And I would ask them if they would make me a vagina cake.
Yeah.
Like, one bakery, I think, said yes, and they sent me, like, everyone else was like, what? But one bakery sent me, like, a picture of how it looks, and it was like, that doesn't look like a vagina.
That's not what I ordered. Yeah.
And so I just didn't order that from them. And then I went to Buttermilk, which is one of the best bakeries.
Oh, man.
In Brooklyn. And I was like, look, can you just, like, pull this off for me? And they were like, yeah, we'll do our best. And the cake was gorgeous.
It's just a beautiful vagina cake.
It had, like, edible pearls.
That's great.
Fucking surreal.
I love that. That's great. I love that. All right, so should we get playing?
Yeah, you want to start with the song, and then we can kind of chit-chat later?
Yeah. Let's do some
right.
songs. I'm going to get rid of myself on screen. One sec.
kind of connect my situation too. So everything will be sounding different in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, righty.
I wish I could just disappear like that IRL. That'd be awesome.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna take these headphones off and I'll play a song.
That was so pretty. I love that song.
How was the sound? Thank you so much.
It sounds great. I think it sounds great.
Oh my god. Nice.
About about as good as it can be on a live stream, but I think it sounds pretty good.
But was it like distorting?
No. I mean, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, yay. I'm gonna just take off my interface so that I can speak to ya without reverbing like hell.
Stadium RONI.
Hello.
The chat is clapping for you, Roni.
Oh my god, no. I connected the interface, but I didn't turn it on.
It still sounded fine.
Oh my god, I'm just so beyond right now myself. Well, the next song will sound even better. Clearly.
It was one of those things too where it was like, there's no way to
snafu for me to do that. It's like after we've done the whole sound check, and
yeah,
turn on the...
Of course, it's live, you know.
I apologize.
Don't apologize. I did.
Well, let's. Yeah.
I was just gonna say I did a live stream the other day and I forgot my mic was off for like 30 minutes. So.
Just chill stream.
Yeah.
You know? Just vibing. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk fun stuff.
Sure.
What's fun?
What have you been listening recently?
What have I been listening? I listen to a lot of like electronic music. Do you know Andy Stott?
No.
Andy Stott fucking rules.
Okay, well, I want you to send me good stuff.
I will. I listen to like a lot of, I don't know, pretentious electronic music.
Yeah, pretentious electronic. That's kind of like the goal for us all.
Right? What about you, Ty?
So I feel like I go in spurts on this, like, so Roni, you know this. I've been like very into like the oud for a while, and like I want to play, but I also just think it's like the most beautiful thing, right? So I feel like recently I've been checking out the Bashir brothers, the sort of Iraqi oud tradition of like, I don't know, you know, like I'm this like satellite like outsider, right, to this like world, so I've been like digging into this, like got really into like Yemeni oud playing for a while. Now I'm like checking out the kind of like contemporary Iraqi style. But yeah, I don't know, because I feel like I listen to a lot of the same.
I would love for you to send me your favorite Iraqi oud player.
I can do that. That's a strange sentence.
What is? How do you spell oud?
O-U-D.
O-U-D-E.
O-U-D.
Okay.
Oud.
Musician.
Not. I mean, maybe spoilers. I don't know, but I feel like in the same way that you were just like, I'm gonna like learn how to play the Zephyr or whatever. I'm like.
You mean theremin?
I don't know. Sorry. What was it?
You said Zephyr.
I don't know. Maybe. Oh, I was sorry. I was looking at a message. Sorry, from like Zephyr, whatever. A person who had DM'd me, and it just like, put that word in my brain. Yeah, the Zephyr, famous instrument, great instrument. You should all play the Zephyr. Yeah, like how you're like, oh, I'm just gonna like do this theremin thing now, and like, yeah, that's, I don't know. I respect that on like on a deep level.
Yeah, what made you?
I'm like working up to that.
Why did you want to play a theremin?
Thanks, Ty. Well, Kat, you know, I don't know why. I just think it's cool, and it's been sitting in my house for like months. So, I mean, for years, and I've never played it. Because it was always like, oh, it's too much. It's really hard to learn. I'm just gonna keep it here as like a nice furniture piece, which it was. But then I kind of was like, my friends came over one night. And I was like, yeah, I have this theremin. They were like, oh my god, let's try and play it. I was like, okay, I mean, you know, I haven't figured it out yet, so we can try together. Jesus Christ, okay.
The most magical instrument.
And the whole thing was like, when we were together doing it, then I figured it out. I understood how to play it when we tried to do it together, and basically I wanted to, once I figured out how to play it, I made a goal for myself to become an actual player of this instrument and not just like a person that fucks around.
Right.
Like most people. But now it's like, it's just a monster, you know? Now it's taken over my life.
Now you're the monster. Yeah.
Here, let me see if I can expand your camera so we can see the theremin more. There we go.
Yeah, so like something like that.
That's so freaking cool.
Yeah, there's something that's always fascinated me about like the theremin, kind of like in this. It's like fascinating, but sort of like disturbing, right? Because it's this profoundly like inorganic instrument, right? Like obviously, right? Like the principles like on which it like operates are like
Field non-organic?
What? Sorry.
Is electromagnetic field non-organic?
I know where you're going with this, and like, is it actually? No, but there's something about it, right? Like it's the quintessential like electronic like instrument, right?
Yeah.
But you still have to interact with it and play it in a way that is like, a sort of traditional quote unquote instrument, as opposed to like, oh, I'm whatever dead mouse or whatever pushing button trigger pads and stuff like that, right? It's still very much like a real instrument, but
100%.
it's so strange. It's like the only thing that I can think of that falls into this like weird like in between space, instrument wise. I just think it's like really bizarre. I don't know.
It is bizarre, but it's so expressive. There's so much you can do with a theremin, like, because everything is kind of up to the performer, and once you kind of figure out how to make a sound and how to play a melody, and once you figure out the key, the scale, how to go about it, like my left hand is operating the volume up and down, and my right hand is operating the pitch. The closer I am to the pole, the higher the note is. So it's kind of, you have to imagine a guitar neck or a violin neck as you're playing it, and almost like imagine the frets. But that's kind of the only way to play it. That's like, and then once you figure that out, then there's no limit to how much you can express yourself, because you can control the volume, you can control the you can control the volume, you can control the vibrato. Okay, so. Oh, okay, here. No!
Untamable beast.
It's so cool. I love it.
It's like, oh sorry. it's like it's like playing a. It's like playing an ebow, like a guitar with an ebow, but on an invisible guitar.
Right.
I don't know.
But you have a little bit more control than with an ebow.
Yeah.
An ebow, you're like fucked. If it like caught on frequency and it's like magnetic.
Yeah.
So how did you just learn from a process of like trial and error?
Kind of. And then I started looking at some videos of famous players. And they were like so fucking good. And I saw that I was kind of doing it all wrong. Not wrong, but just like not in the way that they had it. And they had like a whole technique. So I started just imitating and understanding what they were doing. So like, for example, the pitch hand, I was doing it with like one finger on my thumb and just going like this up and down, right? Not up and down, but towards the pole. But then I saw this woman, Clara something. She was like the most famous player in the world.
I've seen videos about her before. She's super cool.
This bitch, let me tell you. This bitch was like 14 when she met Leon Theremin, the guy who like invented the fucking instrument. She meets this guy and he falls in love with her. He shows her the instrument. Then he asks her to marry him and she says, yeah, no, but I like that instrument. So I'm gonna like become the best player at it and make my own technique and like a whole basically scholar like way of looking at this instrument, and you know, and thanks a lot, goodbye, you know. I basically met the guy asked her to marry him. Like, no, but I'm gonna become the star of the instrument you invented. And that's really what she did. Like, she developed a whole method of how to play it. So for example, instead of going like this, you put your hand like this, and then every finger that you add to this situation is basically the more further you go out like this, the higher the note is. And then bring it down, 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 and then flat hand is another note down. So there's like a whole that you can now do, and this is really hard. So like I'm practicing that. I still resort to doing the thing that sometimes is easier for me, but like there's nothing wrong with that either. It's like nobody said, oh, that's the right way to play it. She just
it just opens up like possibilities you can do. You know, if you, I don't know, like you could play bass with a single finger and just slide really fast, you know. But
at times, she made a technique that could like alleviate this feeling of being limited, especially when you're playing melodies where you have to like do large jumps. And imagine where these jumps are if you're not using her technique, because if I'm using this and I have to imagine somewhere over the rainbow, so I have to like I have to look with this finger. But with her technique, if I know that I do this and then this, it'll hit that note specifically. So that it helps me, and I'm searching less, and I'm a little bit more confident. So I use it as much as I possibly can, but I just still need to practice a lot. This is like, I only started practicing this instrument like a couple of months ago, so I'm still like getting to it, you know.
For sure. Yeah, I'm sort of curious what it's like. So I feel like we're in a lot of just like kind of normal like pop culture or whatever. The theremin is this like it's sort of this weird like gimmicky instrument, right? Like I feel like most of the times I've seen it like brought out at shows, like people don't usually play it particularly well. It's a thing you fuck around on, and it's like, oh, this is weird and wacky, right? Exactly. And I'm kind of wondering like how that is, like, I don't know, when you're like, oh yeah, here's this thing, I'm like playing it straight, I'm taking it, you know, like seriously, regardless of like how, you know, adept you are at a given time. But like playing something that is considered like this, like where the first response is that as like a novelty versus like, oh, it's like another like instrument, it can make unique sounds.
First response for most people is, what is that?
Yeah.
Which I'm totally fine with. Second response is, oh, is that the thing that like sounds like a ghost that I heard in horror movies?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes. So like most people are not actually aware of how expressive and musical this instrument is. So it's actually fun for me to kind of record videos of me playing, you know, jazz standards and Montero by Lil Nas, and stuff like that, where I can kind of showcase this instrument in the way that I look at it, which is just one of the most expressive instruments out there. It's actually as expressive as using your voice, but you don't have to use your voice, which is sometimes a relief. It's like, I don't know, I don't want to care about if I sound good right now. Like, I can just do this, and like I'll be fine.
You do the Italian finger. Yeah.
It's the penultimate technique,
Yeah.
you know?
Mootsman in the chat says, I usually associate theremins with weirdo prog rock people. That makes sense to me.
I would never. I would associate it with like old school Italo, like cinematography, like horror movies used to use.
Yeah,
that.
that's like the old school.
I heard it in Beach Boys.
Oh, really? Yeah, you're right. I guess that's true.
But I never knew it was a theremin. How many people? I mean, I can't see because it's really small on my screen. But this like chat looks like booming.
We have 7 viewers right now.
The loudest 8 people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, it's just my friends chatting. Bluest Rose says Saint Vincent used a theremin on stage to sound #epic. I don't know much about Saint Vincent, but that makes sense to me.
I do, and I've never seen that.
Really?
She actually knows how to play it.
Yeah, she probably doesn't.
Well, I do love Saint Vincent.
Yeah.
But
I heard she's
use it
not the most pleasant person as a person, but you don't have to care about that.
Yeah.
No, I don't care about that. About me. Who cares? But you know, I really like her, but I do feel like she probably, like others, is using it in a gimmicky way.
Yeah.
And like, am I using it in a gimmicky way? Sure, but like, I'm also genuinely into the instrument.
Yeah, but you are like actually doing covers with it and stuff, not just being like, ooh, spooky. Like.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I just feel like, however it's being used, I'm happy it's being used because I really think it's a cool instrument and it's underrated and it's underperformed, and I think that it should be. And honestly, when I went on Instagram once and I looked for the #theremin to see like what comes up, it was really disappointing. Like all the videos were really like amateur hour vibe of playing it, and I was like, there needs to be more people who know how to play this instrument out there, because you know, why let it die? So
It's super cool.
Yeah. And you know, you can really fuck with it. You can like plug it into a couple of pedals here and like really fuck with it. But I'm trying to just stay kind of vanilla with it for now, but we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable playing a song on it, or should we just stick to guitar?
I can try. It was acting a little weird, but I can try. Yeah.
Whatever you want. You're the autiste.
Am I the autiste?
You're the autiste. My friend Swaghag in the chat says, I'm late, but do you play any other instruments?
Theremin only.
I do. I play piano, but like I'm not a pianist, but I play piano. I play guitar, I play bass, I play the kalimba, and you know, I play whatever I can get my hands on. But I'm mostly a guitar player. That's what I've played since I was 8. So that's my main instrument, my main thing, my main squeeze. All right, let's try.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Thing is, it's really hard for me to like succeed in one take. All the videos you see are like take 30. All right?
Just mess around, just have fun, you know? Like whatever.
All right, I'll try. tried to play "What a Wonderful World," but
It
without
sounded-
like an instrument. Without having an instrument accompanying it, it just sounds like.
I knew what it was. I knew what it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yay. That makes me happy. I apologize. There are songs that are better to play without accompanying it at all, but this one was a little bit of an odd choice. But I can play a natural song, and that probably will sound better.
I thought that sounded pretty good for just a random theremin. Yeah. Swag Hag says she could understand what it was too.
Okay, yay, Swag Hag and Kat, thanks. I love that handle, Swag.
Yeah. Swag Hag does some art for me on my channel. She's a good egg.
I love good eggs.
Yeah.
I was just talking with my friends yesterday, and I was like, all I want in my life is good eggs.
I agree.
No? Oh, wait. Shit, I can't hear you. Hold on. Can't hear you. Alright. Anyway, I was saying all I want in my life is good eggs.
Same. I'm too old. I'm too old for bad eggs.
I mean, we are too old for, rotten eggs.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright. So,
Don't
this
remind
time
me.
the interface is on.
All right.
Hey, fun times. Let's hope it stays on. Right. This is, if you could see what's happening in this house right now, it is a true miracle. Things are hanging with the wires. It's a mess.
It's how our stream setup
Yeah.
is too. It looks okay from the vantage point of the webcam and nothing else.
All right, well, I'm going to take off my headphones because I can't have them on anyway, and I'm going to do another song. So
All right.
The first song I played is called Permanent Visions, and it's from the album I recently released called Crown. I released that album in September, and you can find it on Spotify, iTunes, or whatever it is you choose, YouTube. So if you type my name, RONI, but you type it with spaces in between the letters, I know, don't ask, R space O space N space I, and then the word crown, that's the name of the record, then you could find it anywhere. And yeah, so that first song that I played is from that record, and I'm going to play another song from that record now called Stop Motion. All right. Let's hope this works. I'm just making sure everything is heard.
Yeah, I hear it.
Okay, good. Live it up, go out drinking. Feel it bad in your stomach, throw it. Bottom feels nice when it holds you. And falling on your face and it fucks you. Don't think you got it under control. Oh, look it up, fuck it up, hey, linger, swim. Missing you. You think you got it under control. Missing you. I know we freeze every time we stand still. Streets feel better when we walk. It must be love. It must be something strong. Yeah. We tried it once, twice, third time's charm. But we're just kids tripping into spinning alarms. We see the prints in our patterns, deepening with each step. 'Cause every time we fall back, every fire we started. They say this must be love. This must be something strong, standing by, staying high, pain lingers where missing you. You think you got it under control, missing you. Stop motion, stop motion. Stop motion, stop motion. I know we freeze every time we stand still. The streets feel better when we walk. It must be love, it must be something strong. You love, 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 you love.
Beautiful.
How did that sound?
I thought it sounded great.
Did it sound better than the first one in
Yeah.
terms of the sound? Because this one was
Well, yeah,
with the interface.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you can tell for sure.
Oh yay!
Well,
That makes
also
me happy.
because like without the interface on, your vocals were like just not mixed. Like they were way back.
Oh no!
You know? It wasn't. I mean, it was fine. It was,
Yeah, no,
it was just the
you
guitar
sounded
was
great.
too forward.
Thank God we fixed it.
The chat says, yeah, it sounds great. Clap, clap, clap.
Clap, clappity,
Clap, 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 clap.
Don't give me the clap.
No, 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 different clap.
So this song, Stop Motion, was actually like, it's a good chance to talk about a little bit about my fun way of creating these days. It all started with this song, kind of, in a way. So I was visiting my family, and my friend in Tel Aviv took me to a studio where a friend of his was just working on some beats, and he was like, "Why don't you come by and if you like what you hear, maybe you can write a song or something." So I came, and they started working on this beat and this like whole production thing, and it sounded really good. And they were just improvising it. And then I saw that the mic was right there and the mic was recording. So I just went to the mic and something just like was really gushing. I don't know, something was like rushing to get out of me in a way. And I basically improvised most of this song on the spot at the studio, like lyrics, hook, chorus, like all of it right there. And when I finished like this whole improv take, because it was in front of people, I couldn't like gibberish it. Like that's the thing about improvising songs in front of people is like you can't get away with some of the shit that you would get away with when you're just by yourself
Right.
trying to like,
For sure.
you have to excel. You have to like make sense.
That's impressive.
So thank you. Well, I people are very aggressive today. I found that it was actually the most direct mind or heart to people is if I do it in that way, because I've been writing songs for like 14 years, and I've had years and years where I was like, oh, I haven't written enough songs this year, or I need to be writing more, like I'm not creative, I'm not doing enough, and like really beating myself up. And I realized at that moment that I've just been doing it wrong all these years. And it's actually not about, I'm not a writer. I don't sit and write all the
Right.
time. That's not my medium. My medium is that I'm a musician for over 2 decades, and I make sounds and I make music happen. And actually, when I improvise the lyrics on the spot, even if I don't use them at the end, because like the trick is to record everything. Every little time that you sit with an instrument, just record it. And then you can look at the recording later or listen to it later, and whatever idea you liked, then you write that down, and then you kind of finesse and polish the song around those things that you already improvised. Because the magic behind the improvised parts is that it's direct stream of consciousness. There is no filter. And oftentimes, us writers or creatives, I would say, who are not writing for the drawer, but writing for the audience, or like writing to perform in front of an audience, I should say that. We oftentimes get like lost in this whole, like, what do I want to write and what do I think I should write?
Yeah.
What do people want to hear? And when you're improvising songs, that thought process is out the window. It doesn't exist at all, because you're not writing anything. You're not putting any intention other than just like listening to whatever is naturally coming out of your mind on the spot. So I actually found that I like that method a lot more, and that it brings things out of me that would have never come out if I had sat and tried. And I started doing sessions on Instagram Live where I'm basically improvising on the spot, but then people started offering subjects in the comments. And I was like, well, that's a good idea, because, I'll run out of like my own pain of existence in a short while.
Yeah.
I mean, how much of me can I improvise?
I get that.
You'd be surprised though.
Yeah.
But bottom line is, all of a sudden I had a bunch of suggestions every time I did this, and some of them were and some of them were funny as hell, and some of them were brilliant, some of them were just like good and what I needed probably in that moment. And all of a sudden, I work on 3 songs in an Instagram Live session. Each one is like 20 minutes of me just improvising, and all of a sudden I have an hour, and I can download it to my phone when I'm done. And I put it in Premiere, where I can edit it, and I can edit the parts that I like out of those sessions. And from, finishing a song in 6 months, I went to finishing 8 in a month.
Wow.
And I have 35 more ideas in the canon.
Oh my God.
If I want to finish them. And that's been like the biggest shift in my kind of journey as a songwriter and a musician is it just opened me up so much, and it also added a whole element of like, oh, I just wrote a bunch of songs, but actually these songs are 20 20%. So I'll figure that out. But these songs are actually not for me. Like some of these songs are gonna be great for another singer.
Right.
And that's kind of how I started also just writing songs with other people and writing songs not only an intention to have them to release myself, and just putting what I'm actually good at into work. So yeah, it's changed everything for me, and I feel a lot more released too with what I write about. So stop motion was was the first one that I did, and now I'm releasing another record in about a month and a half, and that record was born in December basically, and all of the songs except for one are all improvs.
Wow. That's impressive.
I mean, thank you. It makes me so happy. So I'm gonna sing one of them.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it. I told you I wouldn't wear all these early morning rises. They don't do you any good. I told you it wouldn't wear all these loops you go around. Ain't gonna do you any good. No, it won't and will. And they all say they love you. They love you while you last. They love you while you survive. I told you I won't go there. I still see you on your side. I don't feel it, but I hide. And I do, I do. You told me I don't get it. See, it's lonely at the top, but it doesn't make you better. And they won't own it. I won't live for another. I tell it to your face. I let you leave this way. I told you it wouldn't win. Nothing's gonna come from this. No more loops to go around it. You must admit. Love me or leave me. Love me or leave me. Love me or leave me. I won't live for another. I tell it to your face. I let you leave this way.
Beautiful.
Hold on. So I'm going to switch without the interface so that
I could charge my phone
My phone.
as I am talking to you.
Also, we didn't talk about this, but you are welcome to stop being like, just be like, okay, that's all the music I have, because we didn't really talk about like how long.
No, I got some more for you.
Okay, cool.
But, like,
I just didn't want to be like, you have to keep going forever. Like,
no, we can do it in my library, and I can like roll myself a ciggy while we talk.
sounds good. Roll yourself a
How's
little
that?
cig, huh?
How's that?
That looks good.
So how is this sounding, everyone?
I think it sounded great. Everyone's giving you claps.
Oh, that's so sweet of them. Thank you so much, everyone.
It's sort of hard to like put into words that are precise or helpful, but I don't know, like, because I've been like hearing you play for years, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's sort of like a sort of playful openness about like, I don't know, like for instance, like that last song, compared to like, I don't know, some of your songs in the past. I don't. It's like it was just interesting to hear you describe your process, because I feel like that's, I don't know, kind of translated in a tangible way. Yeah.
It's a lot lighter now, especially like a song like this, which is actually not about a light subject at all. Like, it's about how my girlfriend like left me for a fucking cult. But
Oh my god, I was gonna ask you about. We could talk about that off stream, but yeah.
yeah, so she did that, and like I improvised a song about it. And normally I feel like when people want to write a song about how their girlfriend left them for a cult, it would probably sound a little bit more like, possibly like heavy metal. I don't know, like it might get a little like harsh. But something about the process that I'm in now is kind of like whatever comes out.
Yeah.
And it's about what came out naturally than, what I wanted it to sound like. Because it's not about me. It's just not about me. It's about the song. It's about the point of what I'm trying to say, and how I feel about it. So I feel like for me, doing this whole I want to hear the woo. Okay, doing this whole take it off.
Take it off, huh?
For me, doing this whole thing where I'm just letting myself go where I'm called.
Yeah.
It's just been really wonderful. Like, it's helped me in other ways too, because when that whole thing happened, I was like seriously considering like therapy and stuff, because I'm not against it in any way. I just didn't really have that great of experiences in my life with
Right.
it. That's just how it happened. But I started doing this instead. Not instead, I just started doing this.
Yeah.
And I can really say that it's been like therapy for me.
That makes sense.
Even when they asked me to improvise about falling in love in Coney Island or dinosaurs or the smells of Brooklyn, like I literally take these subjects, but I'm still feeling like I'm releasing things from my own.
Yeah.
And it felt like therapy. So
I think it's really difficult to like make any art that isn't related to yourself in some way. It's really hard to completely depersonalize something, especially music.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, like, I feel like this is sort of general inspiration. So it's like, okay, you should try to get really good at whatever your thing is, such that like, you can riff on falling in love at Coney Island or dinosaurs or whatever, and like translate it into something that is like aesthetically nice. Like there's like I don't know, the missing piece here is you sort of like that's like a non-trivial process. I don't know.
It's a real challenge. Sometimes I have to say no to people too. Like I said no to the smells of Brooklyn, and then I still did. I was like,
you can't really say no to the smells of Brooklyn. You don't really have the option.
But will I get your smell. I still tried my best with that one, but you know, it's fine. And like it's really bonded me a lot with some of my listeners. You know, like I see some of the same faces would go on these streams every day with me, and I did 45 of them.
Oh, wow.
45 of these sessions, and people were going on almost every time. And you know, when you go on Instagram Live, you have people like check it out, and then you have the number on top that tells you how many people are actually live. And it's always was like, you know, 100 people would check it out,
Yeah.
and then like the number that you consistently see is like between 5 and 12.
Right.
On the,
Yeah.
But for me, and it kind of brings it back to like the whole idea of why I'm even doing music. Big talk over here. Seriously, but for me, that's like the most generous and kind thing that anyone, especially strangers, would do for me, because they sit on their phone and I see that number not budging, and they're commenting, so I know that they're on.
Yep.
And you know, when you're on Instagram Live watching someone, that means you are literally not doing anything else with your phone.
Yeah.
The second you are switching to another app, you're off the
Yep.
screen. These people spent an hour with me at some point every day, for a period every day, and didn't go on their phone on any other thing. That's so incredibly like humbling.
Yep.
And I'm so grateful for that, because it just, you feel seen and you feel heard, and
Right.
you feel like people are actually giving you so much of their time and energy.
Right.
And that's like why I do this, because if people didn't give any time and energy to listen to me babble along for an hour, you know, I would probably not be doing music in general. Like, I would have probably already left the whole, you know, cause. But seeing that people are interested and that people are listening, and also seeing people from places like Lebanon and, you know, Ramallah, or someone from Saudi Arabia, those are countries that I'm not even allowed in. Well, Saudi Arabia, that's changing, but like,
that's new.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed in those countries. They're not allowed in my origin country. And that is like the biggest, you know, peace bringing that I could bring, like, to the world. Like, if me doing music can bring people together in situations where these people would never meet or see each other in any other scenario, then like that's actually what I want to do in this life.
I think that's really powerful.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in this aspect of it. Like, so and not that like what you were doing as far as like having these kind of like open sessions where you're, you know, like improving and like kind of woodshedding, but like this shift towards like a level of sort of like audience engagement that is not even engaging with your like finished product, right? But like, you know, engaging at sort of this other point in whether you want to call it your like creative process or whatever. Like, it seems to have really like worked for you, you know, like in this, but like part of I kind of wonder, like, if you think that will be like what you did or similar things will become like in your estimation like more common, like a more necessary part of like generating or, you know, like kind of maintaining an audience or whatever. Like,
I think they will, and I know from some of my listeners, I know from them directly that they've been very inspired by this and started doing it themselves. So one person wrote to me saying, I never even thought about this as an option, and I realized that I improvise songs in my head all the time and in the bathtub and whatever, and it's like, I was like, okay, just press record, whatever it is, phone, Instagram, like just press record.
The Prince approach, right? If you just put mics in every room of your house, you can just hum stuff.
It's
you
true.
know?
True.
Yeah.
My issue is that I would never remember good ideas.
Yeah.
After 5 minutes, they're gone. So, you know, I told him that, and he said, you know, I'm so thankful. I have so many new song ideas and things that I would never write. Like the shit that came out of me is like what he said. And I was like, whoa, I mean, that is exactly what I want to hear. And then other artists and musicians that I know were finding out about this, and they were like, yeah, this feeling of like, I'm not writing enough, I'm not doing enough is constantly like here. But you see, here's the only like potential reason of why this might not become as mainstream as sitting and writing songs and then composing them, which is like what the majority of the people do, is that I found out working with other artists that improvising melodies on the spot is fairly common, but improvising lyrics on the spot,
It's hard.
you may actually want to use. That is like hard to impossible for some people. So,
Sure.
But you know, to that, all I say is like, you just have to do it a lot. Like, if you look at my first live stream versus if you look at live streams that I've done later, I've gotten better at it. Like in the beginning, I would take a while before each sentence. Like I would like repeat, I would stop for a second. Like now it's just more of like.
That's like you're learning an improv skill too, you know?
Exactly, it is. Well, that's what it is. And you're more in tune with your mind and with your stream of consciousness in that way that like now I can just, you know, improvise something on the spot and it'll probably be like not horrible. I may use it, I may not, but like I could tap into this skill and do it. Yeah, and like, and it's been really serving me. So I'm excited about it. And I do wish that it would become more common knowledge for people, because I feel for all the musicians that I know who are dealing with this exact self-beating kind of thing. It's like, oh, I'm not writing it. I have a new song after a year. It's like, it doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
We have too many songs so that you're not even like sure what you want to focus on, so you don't write anything for like a week, which is going through now. It's like, I have so many ideas. I finished a couple recently. I finished a lot more like 3 months ago. And now I'm like, I don't want to do new live improv sessions because I have too many ideas and I'm afraid to repeat myself too much. And like once I finish a song and it's like sitting with me as a song, I know that I probably won't improvise something similar to that.
Right.
I need to finish more songs right now. But even with that, I'm like, oh, but now I have the theremin. Like, I'm just pulled in all
so
these.
It goes, yeah.
I mean, thank God I'm on unemployment, because, like, you know.
Yeah. I guess the other side of this that I think is like interesting, and not necessarily that it's like relevant in your case, but I'm just kind of like thinking about this as like a potential like trend, because it makes so much sense. Part of me like worries at the same time about like the kind of like totalizing nature of this, like there's sort of like degree of access and sort of like parasocial participation that's expected.
Sorry, one sec. I gotta run to the bathroom, so you guys continue.
Yeah. Of just like the thing that I have in my mind, and I am not the expert on this. I don't actually listen to like K-pop or J-pop, or like just idol music in general, right? But like how you have performers who's
pop?
Like,
what is J-pop? Jewish pop?
Oh God, no! You are the J-pop. No, like Japanese.
Oh, right. Japanese. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like what I meant, like as far as the idea of like idol groups and things like that, right? Where you are like you have your music, but then you're also expected to sort of maintain like an image, and like it ends up structuring a lot of these people's lives, right, in a way that extends far, far beyond like the finished product of an album or a music video or something. And this part of this rings as almost like kind of a Western adaptation of that, where it's like a great thing, but it also like kind of ups the ante for like this. There's this weird element, like if this becomes like kind of an expected like part of being a professional musician, as opposed to like an optional like tool that you can use for your own reasons? No, not a concern for you.
Nothing is expected ever. Like literally.
Well, I mean, but like if
Nothing.
you are like a, I don't know, like a J-pop artist, right? Like you are expected to like, you know, be in public in a certain way, like in who you date or don't or whatever. These things are all like, you know, like it's part of the thing that you're doing, right? That's what I mean by like totalizing. And this
But-
is obviously very different, but yeah, sorry, go on.
Another avenue. It's just another avenue
Yeah.
that could be easier for people. It's not, okay, this is the new normal.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that it would be though, because it's just way more filterless. Like it's way more authentic, in my opinion. Like, I mean, nothing wrong with like intentional writing. Nothing wrong with that. And sometimes some gifted writers like yourself have the ability to truly kind of stream of consciousness into the paper, which I have done in the past, but I can definitely pinpoint like places in my songs where I'm like, I wanted to write that. And
I feel that for sure.
and there's nothing wrong with that either. Like there's nothing wrong with any approach when it comes to art. Like that's the most important thing I have to say about that. Like there's nothing wrong. Nothing is expected, nothing is bad or good. It's just another avenue, and it's an avenue that kind of leaves you like more vulnerable and less self-critical.
Yeah. Well,
So if you want to go there, you are welcome to it. If you don't, you can keep doing what you're doing. Obviously, it's been successful. You know, music has been intentionally written for quite some time now.
Of course. Yeah, for sure.
Well, so, you know.
I was just gonna say, I feel like things like that I feel like as an artist, you're like, oh, I do things, like you were saying earlier, like, oh, I do things a certain way, and this is how it's gonna be, and that can really, like, put you in a rut, you know what I mean?
For sure. And this also, it could be a potential trap if I'm like, oh, I'm never intentionally writing again, but that's not actually happening.
Yeah, I don't think
Sure.
that'll
I mean,
happen.
you
Everyone who improvs is being finished later in an intentional way.
Yeah.
Like, there's still words being replaced and added in ways that I'm like, okay, well, I improvised. When I improvised, I rhymed the same word with the same word.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, I can then go later and fix that so that it doesn't happen. It still sounds good. So it's not 100% improvised ever.
Yeah.
But it's between 50 to 80 to 90%. And that, to me, is like, that's the core of the song. If the core of the song, for example, the song I just sang to you, I told you, you know, the core of it is that, I told you it won't end well. That's the core. And that came out completely improvised. And I probably would not have written that. And everything else around the song then goes around this whole premises of like, I told you it won't end well. And then I can kind of just riff about that. But like when you hear the song, what you would probably remember most from the song is that sentence. And that sentence is what I want you to remember most, because that's the sentence that came the most out of me.
Yeah.
Like out of my, you know, like there was nothing holding me back in that moment, like no inhibitions at all. And that is kind of like the tea of the this way of creating music. It's like, for example, I just did I offer these workshops on Patreon, and I'm offering them basically, you pay a monthly fee and you can either subscribe to take guitar lessons. I have 3 different levels. You can take song improvisation sessions as well. I do those as well. And then there's like a 3rd tier, which is basically like album and songwriting style review. So I basically I do my own research about an artist or about the songwriting style or about their album, and I just talk about it and kind of nerd out on some musical facts and then nerd out on historical facts about this artist, because I am a nerd in both of these ways very much. So I did my first one this last week about Sylvester and the album Step 2, which is like, you know, Sylvester was a pioneer, you know, gender fluid, black, gay human who was one of the first people to really kind of bring disco into what it later became. And it and Sylvester was extremely, and this, we're talking 1978. That album came out in 1978. Like, there was no black, gay, gender fluid artist that was publicly known back then, let alone had some fame as Sylvester did. So Sylvester's biggest song is "You Make Me Feel Mighty Real." Now, this song, you know, you probably heard it if you've ever attended a Pride Parade or a club. You know,
Never.
I'm straight.
Very straight.
Extremely famous song. And when I first heard this song, I was like, no way someone just like sat and wrote that song. No one sat intentionally and wrote, "You make me feel mighty real." It's like, it's not, you can feel it. If you improvise songs, you can feel that this was an improv. And like, I could just imagine someone like literally singing this like on a walk or in the bathtub. And then I read about the album, and I read about how this song was made, and I was right. Basically, the person who produced this and like was the arranger, which was Patrick Cowley, he already produced like the vibes, the synthesizer, the drums, everything was happening, and then Sylvester came to the studio, heard it, and then just improvised that on the spot. And that song has this magical element to it. And the reason why I think this song, this chorus, is so successful and has become the most successful song of Sylvester's is, I think it's because there's something about that sentence, other than the meaning of it, which was really revolutionary at the time, like talking about gay love and how that makes you feel real, about being gay. It's revolutionary on its own, but also, you know, the idea of how that melody sounds and how these words sound, something about it feels so free and so completely vulnerable in the moment, no inhibitions. And I think that's partially why it's become so successful. It's because of this like improvised, free-spirited melody and words. So yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I saw you were doing that, and I thought that was a great idea. You should be a Twitch streamer. People would watch you.
This is the first time I've ever even been on.
Oh man,
Twitch.
People.
I know nothing about it. I'm not isn't it for gamers?
It is, but a lot of musicians do live stuff on here now and all sorts of stuff. You know.
No,
yeah.
I'm open to it. No, I'm looking at some of the comments. They're very, very tiny on my screen. But am I seeing a pizza?
I think someone put a Dorito emoji. I think that's a Dorito emoji.
Roni, I'm with you on this one. Of like, I do not know how to interpret the Dorito.
Like,
It's a floating signifier here.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was pizza, and I thought it was someone like promoting pizza.
Oh no. I have very specific rules in my chat. If people pull any shit, they get bopped. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I'm calm now.
Yeah. Sorry, Glitch. My friend Glitch just came in the chat. She says it's a gamer snack, the Dorito.
Oh, cute. Okay, I love that. Is anybody on the chat has any questions before I play another?
Yeah, if anyone has any questions for Roni. Oh, Tender Object who put the Dorito said there were too many emoji choices and I panicked.
That want to say though, that wasn't like, what were you trying to express?
Just Doritos.
I love that. Okay, cute. Well, smart choice.
But yeah, if anyone has questions for Roni, go ahead, throw them in the chat. I'll read them. We're gonna play some more music. Tender Object says they wanted to express a presence.
Luigi, number one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the sub, Glitch. I love you.
Love that. All right. Well, let's play. Okay.
Let's play another song. And I can hear you for a second.
All right.
You can hear me?
Yep.
All right, great. I'm gonna play. So that song that I played is called "I Told You." So I played Permanent Visions. I played Stop Motion. I played "I Told You," and what am I gonna play now?
Whatever you want.
I'm gonna play another song that is born out of improv, and then I'm just gonna continue into another song. And those three songs that the I Told You song and the two that I'm gonna play now are from the new record.
Okay.
They're gonna be on the new record. And they're very dancey. So when y'all hear the new record, you're gonna be like, "Who dat?"
Who?
All right.
All right.
Who?
All right. Go ahead. Give
So
us some
the
songs.
first song is called "I Told You." Oh, no, sorry. It's called "You Love Me Again," and the second song I'm gonna play is called "Aaron Love Out." And let me just get my pick.
Oh yeah. If anyone, I don't have my face cam on, but if anyone thinks of any more questions to ask Roni during her music, just go ahead and throw them in the chat, and then I'll ask her after.
When in pick crisis, just pick another. Pick another pick. Alrighty, let's do this. Stop me if I'm wrong, if I'm right, if I'm not close at all. Help me if I'm high, I won't lie, I am not in control. Find me out in bed, I don't know, kicking you out my head. And I'm trying my best to move on from all this. Now you love me again. Your words are poison, but at least I know where I stand. Now you love me again, but I'm numb when you say, don't be letting yourself go, don't be letting yourself down. Try me one more time, lie to me when I'm rock bottom low. Dare me to fall again, but I've been here before. Call me when you're alone and regrets have filled you inside. I will tell you why I won't join you on this ride. And now you love me again, but your words are poison. But at least I know where I stand. Now you love me again, but I'm numb when you say, don't be letting yourself go, don't be letting yourself down. Just tell me to stay away, just tell me I should pray. Just don't say, don't be letting yourself go. Just tell me to stay away, just tell me I should pray. Just don't say, don't be letting yourself go. Don't be letting yourself go. Thank you. All right. I'm just going to keep on going because I can't hear you anyway. But thank you. All right. Let's do this one. This is Aaron Love Out, and I wrote it with my friend Jason Reyes. And yes, we did write this one, but some parts of it did come up a little bit like improvised. Pretty girl, why sad eyes? They said as she passed by, taking it to the head high, rolling, rolling, finally it feels right. Blowing kisses make no sound. You see their wheels turning all around. Painted faces, releasing every crave out. Dance slow, body is ready, air in, love out, and repeat. Dance slow, eyes wide open, breathing in strangers' air. I know where you stand, but the ground under me just got cold. See you on the next round. You see her step into the light, and you know she's gonna change your night. She calls you green and smokes you out. She's moaning, and you don't wanna leave now. Dance slow, curtain spiraling, air in love out and repeat. Dance slow, eyes wide open, breathing in strangers' air. I know where you stand, but the ground under me just got cold. See you on the next round. 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 Oh, cause it's not about how you want it. What are you willing to let go? Oh, love slow, love slow, ooh, love slow, love slow. Thank you.
Woo!
How did that sound?
It sounded really good.
Oh, I'm so happy. It's like I only have one pedal that's kind of screwing me over here, but like the looper has been working fine. So at least that.
My friend Glitch in the chat, who does Twitch as a full-time job, she says you should definitely stream on Twitch.
Okay, thank you, Glitch. Also, if you guys are streaming using Glitch or really anything, and you are ever interested in another method, I mean, Kat, it sounds like you're direct in through a mic.
Yeah.
Which sounds great. But I'm just gonna tell everyone about my setup just so that like oh god, all right, battery is like killing me again. One sec.
Ah! Oh no!
No, I'm here. Okay. So I'm using this thing called it's a Tascam audio interface. This is it. I don't know if you can see. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And basically it has like an XLR input, and you can connect a guitar line to that same input as well, and it connects through like a headphone jack or a lightning, it depends on you, but it connects to your phone.
Oh, cool.
So if anyone is interested in doing like streams that are from their phone ever, whether it's Instagram, because Instagram you kind of have to do that.
Yeah.
So all of those could really work, and you can just connect a mic or anything you want directly into this thing and directly into your phone. And it works I'm going to find out after I listen to the recording of this whole thing, but I feel like it's been working. So if anyone is interested, it's a Tascam audio interface for the phone. And honestly, it cost me $65.
Oh, really? That's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. So I kind of recommend that. So while I charge my phone for a few minutes, let's talk about this subject that you want to know so much about, because I get it.
I mean, we don't have to talk. We don't have to talk about the thing.
Well, I'm just gonna say a couple of things about it.
Okay.
It'll probably just put a little bit of like make sense on why this is so bizarre. On why what I'm singing about in some of my songs, especially more recent ones.
So I dated someone who was in a type of a yoga cult, and it was extremely consuming for her, and it was extremely abusive in many, many ways. And I was just being supportive of her, and I also worked for that company as well. But I never got into the whole thing the way that she was in it. And, in 2 years, like, it felt like more and more that we were on different pages, and then it ended when I basically just told her that I think that this cult is corrupt and dangerous and doing everything for money and fame, which they are. And they're like a bunch of QAnons and anti everything, whatever it is that you can imagine. And they believe some really fucked up shit, and I basically was like, what I think about them, and that was hard for her to hear, and she decided to choose the cult over our relationship, and basically um, we we ended the relationship. That was in July of 2020, and honestly, I can say that it's been a rough year, but I am so happy that it's over because I really hated these people.
Yeah.
And I really did not want to ever talk to them ever again. And like, it's very complex because her brother is married to the boss.
Oh.
It's really, really ancestral, weird. Like, I don't,
Yeah,
no.
no.
I had to like hang out with these people as like family. You know what I mean? Like if her and I, let's say, whatever, like it's not gonna happen. But let's say we had a kid, that would be his auntie and uncle, and I would never get with that. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that it's over, but like it
Yeah.
gave me like ideas for songs. So like I
Yeah.
told you about the song that I sang 3 songs ago. I told you it's a lot about this whole thing of like, I told you it won't end well. Like all these like mornings that you wake up at 4 a.m. to do these like meditation sadhanas, whatever the
Oh my
fuck,
god.
and then all these like loops that you're going around this woman like your boss, like trying to please her, and she's still, they say they love you, but they love you while you last. The second you don't last and you leave, and you're excommunicated
That's so
completely.
fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know, Kat, if you have the link to it, but I have to say, like the interview you did. With,
Oh yeah, I watched the
like,
interview with that woman that you did.
Yeah, honestly, that was fascinating.
Yeah.
Like, just because, like, even aside from the like, oh, you're my friend and you were like dating a person, like all of the kind of like intimate interpersonal like element to it, just like the perspective of being just like the kind of hired gun AV person for a yoga cult and having this like really embedded but like not part of the thing relationship is like fairly unique, right? And like people, even if we don't know you anything about you, just like people like listening and learning about these like weird groups and stuff like that. And yeah, I just thought it was like legitimately interesting, even if I like wasn't your friend and all of that stuff.
Thank you. I mean,
Yeah, it was an interesting stream. People can check it out if they want.
It's all real. Like it's all
Yeah.
very real, and that's what I wanted people to get the most is that these groups exist. These groups are spreading misinformation rampantly, and they are controlling people's lives and destroying them also. But they're adding to this very dangerous movement that has developed in the past few years more than ever. And January 6th was like it was like it all tunneled to there, and being surrounded by people who empower these types of patterns of thought and misinformation.
New York, baby.
Hey.
Okay. Being around people that spread this information and believe that to be true was against. Like, there's no traffic. You can just go. Being around it was like against everything I believe in. And I'm born and raised in Jerusalem, like probably the most religious city in the world. Like for me to be around people who appropriate other cultures for their own gain, and people who diss other cultures and believe these crazy conspiracy theories, like it's just such a dangerous thing for us as a society, especially in like the time of change that we were going through, and especially in November. But like January 6th was a big moment for me of being like, oh shit, like that's the people I know, you know like they're not talking about this right now because they don't think it's wrong
Ugh.
in any way. So you know so that was that experience, and I did want to talk about it just enough to be like, y'all, these songs, some of them are about this subject, and it's kind of like, because I don't know. Most people would say like, oh, you don't have to say anything about what your songs are about, but I feel like spreading the word about people being in cults and being stuck in them, and these cults being more and more stuff that we are seeing more and more in mainstream, like right now with vaccines and anti-vaxxers
Yeah.
or stuff like that. That's what they're anti-vaxxers. So it's like, I do want to bring this to the forefront of the conversation because they are a real threat.
Yeah.
And they are really dangerous. So like, some of my songs are about them, and it's like that I want it to be known that there should be attention pointed to groups of people such as that.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to know more, feel free to just go on Google and Google Kundalini Yoga cult.
Yeah.
Or Rama cult.
Ah, yes.
And you'll find it. No. But yeah. Is there something else that you wanted to talk about before I play like maybe one or two last songs?
I don't think anyone had any questions in the chat, so we can just play your last two songs because we're almost to 2 hours. So.
Oh wow. Okay, I'll play one song then. You know what? I'm gonna give a little treat to your listeners and the viewers. I'm gonna do this cover that I've done before. You probably heard me do it. It's my favorite cover to do because it's one of my favorite songs in the world.
Yay!
So let's do it. And I hope my phone stays alive. You know how the Bee Gees sing so bizarrely. Like from the back of the throat. Something is happening in there. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna switch to interface. All right. You can hear me? Oh. No. Doing that again. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. Here we go. Ooh. Girl, careful now. Okay. Kat, what I am wondering is, can you hear the guitar well when I'm not looping it? Or is it low?
It's like a little low in the mix.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it up. Hold on one sec. How about now?
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. Clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade.
Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. I've done right up to now. It's the light of the day that shows me how. So when the night falls, my loneliness calls. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Been in love and lost my senses, spitting through the town. Sooner or later, the fever ends, and I wind up feeling down. I need someone who'll take a chance on a love that burns hard enough to last. So when the night falls, my loneliness calls. Oh, 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 oh. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. With somebody who loves me. With somebody who loves somebody who, somebody who, somebody who, somebody who, somebody who, somebody who, who, it's somebody who loves. I just wanna dance with somebody. When I first met you, I saw your eyes only. Sorry about that. I saw your eyes only through that veil. I knew that you were mine. Every time we touched, you took me to that dance floor. Step by step, we took it slow. We knew we couldn't rush it now. It's been a while since I've been carried this way through the dance floor. I've been carried this way into my own world. We can't light this floor on fire, baby, don't forget about tonight. Tonight, dance with me. Tonight, tonight, dance with me. Tonight, dance with me. Tonight, I want you. Tonight, I want you. Tonight, I want you dancing with me all night. Take my hand, we can do it all night. Take my hand, just love me all night. Dance with me, twirl me all the way around. I will not give it up anyone else, for anyone else. I won't give it up for nothing. 'Cause I just want somebody who loves. I just want somebody who loves. I just want somebody to love me. All right.
Woo!
Were you able to hear the guitar?
Yeah, it sounded
Oh
great.
yeah, no, it sounded good.
Okay, well,
Wow, it's so
thank you
pretty.
so much. And just a side note, if anyone noticed,
So the side note I want to tell y'all is that this last part of the song was improvised on the spot.
Side note.
So I like to do that with this song because I love this song so much and it inspires me so much. So I usually kind of take the ending part and just improvise completely a new part. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed tonight.
Yeah.
I'm really thankful that you had me, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to meet you guys.
Yeah. It's been forever. My friend Sophia in the chat says you're fucking amazing. And
Thank you, Sophia.
And my friend.
Wait, is this Sophia that I met
Maybe?
in Iowa?
Yeah.
Yay, Sophia! It's so good to see you.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yes, but I remember.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Roni. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate, like, you even doing this. And I know, like, we kind of went back and forth, but I'm happy that we figured it out.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to packing and go to LA tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
All right.
And I think the best news I've had from today was that I literally was supposed to be in LA already, but I stayed here for a fucking hearing on an accident that I had 2 years ago. And I showed up today, and it's the end of the world. Like, it's close to the airport. I could have literally slept there the night. And I took forever to get there, and I finally got there, and then the cop that gave me the ticket didn't show up.
Hey.
Case
nice.
dismissed. So I'm going to LA feeling real relieved, because that would have been 3 points and like $300. So.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Glad
you
to
so
hear
much. I'm gonna put your socials in the chat again.
Thank you, and thank you, Ty. Yeah,
Of course.
put my Roni_sound.
Yep, I put that one.
Okay. The other one is like private,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know you.
Well, I don't know if anybody would be interested
Yeah.
in like seeing from Egypt. It's like.
I mean, it's cool. Your pictures from Egypt are awesome. So.
I had a great time. Other than the fact that I was there with the cold. But so thank you so much, and I really love seeing Hi as well. You both, and next time you're in Brooklyn, hit me up. I know you're like moved out there, but
Yeah, but we come back, so we'll hit you up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good night, guys. We're gonna raid Gabby before we leave, so go give Gabby some love.
And thank you to everyone who's
Yeah.
witnessed. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night, Roni. Have a good night, chat. Love ya.
Thank you. Bye.